Hi everybody, it's Barbie from Nellie and Ruth Designs, and today I'm going to start a new project. So I have a few things in my little basket here where I'm going to keep what I'm working on. Um, so I think this will be fun. I have this box, and I'm not sure if I had it from Christmas or I just kind of found it in my house, and it's a nice deep box. It's actually, let me get my ruler here. It's actually 5¼ inches deep. So I could use this for some storage in my craft room. And I just think it will be a really cute box to decoupage and have some fun with and make. So if you want to join in, I want to invite you to stay. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a cute little project, something different. And I'm not going to bother to do anything to the base, or I may cover the bottom. It's kind of funky here. I may cover the bottom with a little piece of material afterwards, just so this appears a little bit sticky. There must have been a little round sticker there. So I've been thinking about this as to what I want to do with it. I could just decoupage the box itself, the lid. But I think I might want to do a little bit more. I'm always leery if I start to decoupage on here and I don't like it, then I've kind of messed it up and I've ruined it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a master board. And these are 4.5 by 4.5. And I can just cut my master board up. I may have to make, one would be, yeah, one master board would be more than enough. Then I could cut it up, and then I could actually collage on each square. I'm thinking of attaching the squares to each panel, each side of the box and the top. And I have some hardware here from Hobby Lobby. This is from the Paper Studio. And these are nice little handles. And I thought I would attach one of these to the top, and then I can just open it with the little handle here. So I think that'll be cute. So I have these set aside to use for the top. And then I pulled from I found these 2 keys that I think would be cute hanging from the handle. These are 2 vintage style keys. Again, I'm not sure where I grabbed these or found them, but I found them in my stash today. So I thought I would use those to hang from the box top. And then I found some of my mom's decoupage trim. She used to make decoupage boxes, and these are the corners. I don't think I have enough. You can tell how old this is. This plastic just rips and tears. I have these, and I thought these would be fun, but I don't think I have enough. And these are little corner decorations that I could put on the tops around the box. But I would need 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I have enough. So I found those, and I thought I might use these. I don't know. I haven't a design in mind yet. I don't know if I want to do more, Victorian. I don't really want to do Victorian. I want to do something with nature, I think. And then I found this little rickrack that she used. on her boxes. And I thought if the others didn't work out, I could put this along the top. This is very old and frail. This goes back to the 1970s. And I have to be careful that I don't split it in a wrong area because I won't have enough of this. It's very limited. I don't have a lot as it is. So I'm going to set all of this back in my large box. And this is the same thing. This is trim that you would put around the edging. So that there, and you just take it off of that that end post. So I'm going to set this over here, move my keys. So if you're going to stick around and watch, I definitely want to thank you for joining in on the fun. Thank you for coming back. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So what I did was I pulled some very plain, basic papers to start working on a masterboard. So I'm just going to go through these. This was just in my pile of use it up. This is an old dress pattern. I thought this might even be fun to put down and use. So I'm going to, everything I'm going to use, I'm going to set to my right. Put this over here. I'm going to use these definitely. This I think I'll set over here. These little end pieces, I don't want anything to do with dress patterns or dressmaking or anything like that. These little pieces I'm just going to set aside. They don't have anything on them, but they would be good to put on, and then you could stamp. That's a no. I'll put some sheet music on. Can use that. Can use this. Can use this. We will use this. This is a no. No. These are a no. That's a no. It's too white. That's too white. Too white. This I'm going to say yes because it has some nice greens in it and stuff. Yes, plain. Here's a little piece of vellum I can use. All of these look to be good. Can use some writing. I'm not going to use the green. This I might use for something else. I like those lines. That would be a nice journal, use for a journaling card. Can use that. Okay, the yellow, no. Butterick, no. And these, no. All right, so I'm going to keep my no pile over here. And this is my yes pile. So, and also on this master board, I'm not going to rip and tear. I'm going to cut and square things up on here. So I'm just going to, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate the plain from wording and sheet music. That way I'll know what to grab. This is handwriting. You don't have to do this. This just makes it a little more organized for myself. And I'm separating regular text from index because it's a tighter text. And then I have my larger text here. I'll put that up here. Put that up there. This here is like a index. Sheet music. I'm just going to fold that, put that with that. This I'm going to fold, put this up there with that. Looks like about the same. This is larger. And then I'll keep this together. All right. All right, so I'm just going to set everything over here. And then I can just take as I need. All right. All right. All right, I'll get my cutter. And I'm just going to cut a few pieces, different sizes. Cut things up a little bit here. And again, a lot of times, I know a lot of gals will, you know, rip and tear and make a master board, but I want to make it where I have square edges because I want to do some straight pieces, and I might want to put some gold on the edges. So this is going to be a little, maybe something a little different than you're used to doing. I'll do some with strips. And then I can still rip, because I can put a square corner over where it's, I don't know where these hairs are coming from, where it's ripped. All right, so let me get my Yoo-hoo and get some scrap paper. I have some scrap paper here, which I don't want to get confused, and put that down. All right, I just want to make sure that I'm still in camera. I think it's a funny light here in my room today. It's very bright and sunny outside, and the light here in my room is, I don't know, it's just kind of funky. I was in my basement for a long time this morning cleaning out, and I brought 2 more nice size boxes of trash down to my dumpster. And my dumpster is, probably about, depending on which way I walk on my property, it's probably about, I don't know, 500-600 feet away. So I always like to take, and we have very high snowbanks all around our yard. So Belle and Daisy can't really run through the snow. They try. So I try to keep them on the road. and they get, you know, they can get a good run in. So we've made a few trips to the dumpster today. And then they played. It's a beautiful day here. It's a really pretty day. And it's warm. It's probably 35 degrees. And the eaves are melting, and it's really, really nice. So I got quite a bit done in my cellar. I'm whittling away at getting it cleaned up and a lot of things moved out. Garbage and junk and reorganized, and it just amazes me how your basement can get so out of hand. But I'm bound and determined to get it all cleaned out and thrown out. I should have my apron on here because it is just a mess. My fingers already from gluing, but it's okay. And you probably can't see me using my glue stick. I'm just gluing the back here, and it's really so by using all of these old vintage papers, it has a nice, you know, cream or vintage style feel to it. Some of the papers are a little more shiny than others, like this one, but I'm not real concerned about that. Let's see. I want to get some more of this bigger text on here. And I don't come right to the edge because sometimes I like when I stamp, I like to have the stamp actually show up on the plain side here. I don't know if that was supposed to go. That was a little story there that I pulled, and I don't know if that was supposed to go into my Christmas junk journal or if it was a mistake and I had made another one, so I better not use that as a scrap. I should have my messy mat out. For this glue, so it doesn't get on my desktop here. but it is messy. And I think I'm going to use my book. It's easier to use my book to glue things down. Then I can just flip the page. Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm still in view for you all. Oh, let's see here. This is a little more shiny. I want to make sure if and when I do stamp that it sticks to the paper. I don't want it to, you know how sometimes you stamp and it's not a matte finish, your paper, and then what happens is the ink from the stamp, it will smear or smudge, and I don't want that to happen. So okay, there's that. Oh, let's see here. I'm not going to use that yet. I may actually tear some little pieces off and put that over. That might work out better. Let's see here. I also, which I don't want to forget, I did find some black and white images in here I wanted to put on my board as well. There was one in particular back here. I thought it would be, and these are glossy, so I'll just have to make sure that I definitely don't stamp. There was one where the back side I didn't want to use that. That's the problem with some of these. You get some really pretty images and you have to choose which side you want to use. Oh, this is it here. Yeah, I wouldn't be cutting this out. So I thought that both of these would be nice to use on here. Okay. That would be a little different. And then I can add some other pages to this, you know, on the bottom here like this. So I thought that would be fun to use. Whoop. So I wonder, you know, you can let me know also what you're working on. If you're working on a junk journal or master boards. I really enjoy making master boards because there's really no wrong way to make them. And each one is so individually unique and fun. I think if I were to open my Etsy shop again, which I don't plan on it, I think it would be really cool just to make to create master boards for people. You know, a lot of gals, they have a hard time making master boards. They either don't have the papers. You know, some people, they don't think of making one. Others just have a hard time, you know, layering paper over, and sometimes they just try to make a picture. And it's difficult for them. I remember one of my really good friends, she was a wonderful folk art painter. And she took classes and she learned, you know, how to paint folk art. And she did a beautiful job. I mean, I remember she had a whirlpool in her home. And the whirlpool had probably a 18-inch base around it, maybe a little bit shorter. And around the entire base of her whirlpool, she painted scenes of Newport, Rhode Island, and children running on the beach with kites, and beautiful, beautiful scenery. But when it came time for her to make a scrapbook, a family scrapbook, it was a mess. She just didn't know how to use paper. And it was just very, very hard for her. I couldn't understand, you know, why she had such a difficult time. But she said she just couldn't grasp the concept. She had no idea what she was doing. So not everybody can do every type of art or prep work. And I get it. I totally understand. And I'm starting to make some piles for some gals to send them my extra stuff. So that's taking a little bit longer. They probably think I forgot all about them. But I haven't. And I have so many things going on that I don't want to rush it and send out a box to them and then realize that I could have sent them more stuff. So like everybody else, I have a lot going on too. Some days I feel like I'm going in 80 gazillion different directions. Oh, that's okay. As long as I get my sleep. My husband has to have 2 surgeries. He has a hernia and he injured his rotator cuff. So the rotator cuff is being operated on in the beginning of April. The hernia will be, I don't know, sometime after that, but he doesn't sleep at night at all. And I haven't been sleeping. So I've taken my books and everything else, and I've retreated to the guest room because I need, if I don't get my sleep, I literally cannot function. And yesterday was one of those days I felt sick to my stomach, and I wasn't good to do anything for anybody. And he was nice enough to stop at the store on the way home from work and pick up a roasted chicken, and I had leftover pasta from the night before, and I had other leftovers, so my son was able to warm up some leftovers, and my husband threw some roasted chicken and pasta and tomatoes and stuff together. He's not a cook. I don't want to make it sound like he can cook, but he can work with pasta and chicken. So as long as there's some leftovers in the refrigerator. But I just really need my rest. So last night I got a really, really good night's sleep. And I'm sure I'll get another one tonight as well. But I haven't even been able to exercise. When I'm tired like that, my body just shuts down. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep coughing here. Oh, I think I need something. And I know just what I have. I keep down below some Lindt chocolates. You'd think I'd reach for a cough drop, but maybe the Lindt chocolate will do it. Maybe. Okay. Sounds like somebody drove into the driveway. All right, so this is almost done. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to go wash my hands, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to continue to work on this a little bit more. Okay, so my hands are all clean, and I pulled a few other items that I want to put on the board here. So I'm going to get my book back out here so I can glue. So I think first what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip and tear some of this tissue paper, and I'm going to add some pieces of tissue paper to my board. I should say pattern paper, because it really is pattern paper, isn't it? So, and I'm just going to leave this like this. I'm not going to really make a uniform square, or now this is pretty fragile, so I'm just going to take my time and get some glue on here. And hopefully it won't rip on me. So I just have to be careful. Because this is old. All right, so we're just going to I'm just going to put that right here where some of the, let me get a credit card, some of the intersections, I call them intersections, are. And by putting the tissue paper down, it just gives it more of a muted appearance. And it gives it a little bit of different texture also. And that is the nice thing also about creating these master boards, is that you can use different, okay, so that's, whoops, this one is being a little stubborn, and that's ripping that little piece there. This is almost like onion skin. That's what it feels like. And it does give it a little bit older look with the tissue paper over it. And I like the look of it. I think it's a lot of fun. Turn my page because I don't need my tissue paper sticking to the book page. That would not be good. And with this, I'm just kind of laying it down any old which way. See how you get these little bit of ripped and torn edging here. So it gives it a little raised look. All right, and one more. I think one more will be good. I do like the looks of this. Okay, we will just stick this wherever it lands. There. So that's what it looks like with the tissue paper on there. And I think it just gives it a really old, very unique look. And then I found, I'm going to do my stamping last. I'm going to let this dry. And then before I cut it, I will stamp it, but I want to make sure that it's all nice and dry. So I found these fun little stickers with birds and foliage, and I'm going to add these. And I'm not going to distress the sides because I want to make sure that these show up, even though they have a white border. I think it's a nice contrast. I'm going to add a few of these around. And I have no idea where I'm cutting the paper, so, or the masterboard. I know I'm going to do 4x4s, but I'm not really concerned about where I'm placing these stamps. They don't necessarily have to be on this one. I can put down here in the corner. This one doesn't want to come off. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put this. I will put that up there, and then I can put something else over by it. So I pulled these little stickers here. I have these here. I don't know if these are from Artie Mae's or if they're over from Rachel, but these are a printable, and I thought these might be kind of fun to use, so I'll look at these. And then I have some of these as well. I thought these would be fun to put on. I don't really want anything with the red berry. I want to keep it as muted as possible. And I just pulled some out of my cigar box. So those are a no. So these could be a yes. And I'm wondering if I should just put these on as a square or if I should rip and tear around them. That might be kind of interesting to do that instead of putting them on as a square. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. And I'm even wondering if maybe I want to put, I don't know if I want to put, if I'm putting gold around the top of the box here, I thought maybe if I did a little bit of gold on these and I added a little bit of gold, that might be a different look. Adding another element like that. And the nice thing about these master boards is if I'm not crazy about how the gold is going to look, I can make a new one, or I can just run some of these off again. Let's see, what have we got here? I think a lot of these are duplicates. That's kind of, these, it might be kind of fun to use some gold. This is pretty strong and bold. That might be fun. Like that. I'm trying to look for more single flowers here. And if I'm going to use, I think what I would do for this, if I'm going to trim this in gold, I would definitely put these in an area where I know I would be cutting those 4x4, the 4x4 papers, not papers. What do I want to call it? Because then I wouldn't want to cut into the gold. I wouldn't want to have half of a image done in gold, and then, so I may have to do a little planning if I actually do it like that. But it might be a nice accent. I haven't worked a lot with the gilded, I guess they call it gilded gold. I have a tube of it, and it can get kind of messy. But it might be kind of fun to try on these. So I will finish ripping these. I need to have a little basket on my desk to throw my little ripped and torn pieces into. It would make cleanup much easier. But why would I want to do anything like that? So I started a new book for book club. Our book club is in March, the middle of March. And my girlfriend chose the book In 5 Years. And so far, it's very good. So I'm reading that, and then I'm also reading Killing Jesus by Bill O'Reilly. I'm halfway through that. And I was reading the book, The Immortal Henrietta Lacks, and I'm halfway through that, but there's so much medical DNA information about that. I really don't know if I want to finish it. Sometimes I will suffer and finish a book, but I don't know. I'm really not in the mood for that, to do that. I'm so sick of all the COVID stuff and hearing about that the medical is just, ugh, I just can't deal with that anymore. All right, let me get my gold. And let me see what this is going to look like, this little gold leaf rub and buff. Let's see here. The tip here is kind of clogged, so I need to open that up. And let's see what we can. And I don't think you need a lot. I have just a little bit here. I haven't really used this on paper before. So we shall see. And I don't want to get too thick of a smells like shoe polish. I don't want to get it too thick around the edges. I just want to use it as a little, like you're distressing the, when you use your Tim Holtz inks. And I see this is messy. I'm just going to wipe my hands on. Yeah, so I think that would be fine to use on these. It would add just a little bit of a little something something to the otherwise really dark images here. Just make sure I don't want to get it on my left hand as well. And I don't know, I'm sure this will dry. So I'm definitely going to have to leave this overnight. I'm even actually wondering if I'm going to have to buff the sides a little bit. Before I put these down. Because like I said, I've never worked with this. And this does say rub and buff. So maybe I am going to have to. I'll get a little makeup pad. And get these done. So what I'm going to do, because you don't need to sit here and watch me, you get the gist of this, finish putting the gold on the rest of these ripped and torn images. I'm going to, when I get this done, I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to take a break. I'm going to let you take a break from this. And then I'm going to get the other images gilded up, and then we will be back and I will adhere them onto the masterboard. So, okay. All right, so let me pause this and we will finish up. All right, so I have all of the gold on and I do like it. What I did was, you can see my book here. I ended up taking a rag and using the rag with my fingertip and putting it on, and then I rubbed it and buffed it out. So I do really like the look of this. I think it's going to be very unique. So I'm going to get these on, and then I'm going to stop for today. I want to let this dry overnight. I want to make sure these are dry and everything is set to go. And then I can add, I'll come back, I'll add a few of these. Then I can do some stamping. And then after we stamp, we'll get it cut and we will continue. So the other thing I want to do is I want to measure out where my 4 inches, 4x4 little squares are going to be. So, because like I said, I don't want to cut these in half or have a quarter of one showing. I would like to have these in, and they don't necessarily have to be centered. They can be, you know, something like this. I just want to make sure there's a 4. We'll bring this up just a little bit. We can put that right on the end there. And I'm going to just use my card to put these down. Then we will have probably a 4x4 over here. Let's see. Let's do a small one here. So this would be 4. So I can put, that would be fine. I do like to cover up some of my straight edges, or I call them seams. I like to break it up with break it up with an odd little torn piece. Okay, so that's down. And then let's do one down. So if this is going to be 4, then we have 8. So I'm just wondering if I want to make my 4s down here. I probably will. So I'm going to put this one down here. Maybe I'll put that one there. So that would be, I'd have to put that right there. That would be 4. Cut the top off a little bit there, 4 by 4. I like this larger one here with the large Susan there. Black-eyed Susan. Or actually sunflower, not black-eyed Susan. Large sunflower. Okay. And this I'll have to put right down at the edge for the cutting. And that one obviously wasn't, you can see where obviously I didn't buff that one out, but that's okay. I thought I had, because we will be putting something, and that's why I want to let this dry overnight. I will be putting a figure or something, so that can always cover up there. All right. So that is done there. Oh, let's see here. So if we do another 4 by 4, 4 right about here, 4 here. So I can add this one right about here, right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll put that there. I usually do not plan a master board out. I just kind of go with it and how it turns out. But seeing here, this I'm going to put down. I want these to be part of the actual for loss for words today. The 4 by 4 square, I have to kind of center it there, or at least put it to the side. This one I'm going to add here. I'm not going to be so concerned because I have 4 corners. I need a 5th one, obviously, for the top. And then I can just decide which one I want to put on the top. That's like there. And what did I do with my, here it is. Okay, that one. And then we have this one here. So I have seen another gal, I can't think of her name. She uses this gold all the time. And I don't recall it giving, giving her a hard time. Maybe I just, I'm new to some of these different mediums that you can use, and maybe I just don't know how to use them just yet. So For me, it's trial and error. I'm not a pro at this, and I never went to art school, so I don't really know how some of this stuff works. All right, so those are on there, and then I'm just going to add a few of these little these few little stickers around here. And then once I get these down, like I said, I will let this dry. And then tomorrow, we can stamp. And see how it all turns out. Okay, I think that's good. I add one more. I want to add one up here or not. No, I think I don't want to do that. So let's add these, and then we'll call it a day. Sometimes my biggest problem is remembering where I placed them, you know, where I took them off and have to put them back down. It's kind of like directions. I have to look for a landmark to know where I'm going with these. All right, so this one is by the tail there. This one is by the tail. All right, and then this one I think I'll put there like that. Flip a page, it's getting a little sticky. All right, so we have one more to put down. And we will let this rest and do its thing overnight. We will finish up. So I want to thank you for joining in and watching another masterboard creation, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And I think this is going to be a fun little project, a fun little box to create, and something new and something different. So let me get my top on my glue, and I will bid you adieu. So there is our master board for today. Tomorrow when I see you again, we will stamp. And I think this is going to be really pretty. I like all the muted colors, little bit of color here with the stamps. And then that way, when I add images for the sides of the box to the 4x4 squares, we just have a nice muted background, and we can get some color in front of this and really make it pop. So again, thank you everybody for joining in. I really, really appreciate your support. And I hope you like this masterboard. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And I'd love to hear your comments on this. And I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.